Hello, I'm Anand Singh and you are watching Newsx. So joining me today is one of your Congress senior most leader, former Deputy Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, Mr. Singh Deo. So welcome to Newsx.
Thank you.
So we have seen last year that how uh, Congress performance in the Lok Sabha elections was quite good. But given the fact that the way in which 2025 has turned out to be in terms of electoral politics, the Congress party once again looked quite down. The way in which Bihar poll results indicated the Congress party was reduced to only 6 seats. How do you look at the Congress figures in terms of a year of performance for the grand old party?
You mentioned the Lok Sabha elections. So, the Congress performance in the parliament itself, I think, has been very effective. Many issues which came up were met head on by the Congress in the interest of the country and the people. Whether it was Operation Sindoor, the attack in Pahalgam, the initiative on behalf of the Congress to fix responsibilities for such major lapses in security, on to organizational changes. The Congress officially instituted the Mandal committee between the polling booth and the block Congress committees. So I think that was a major step where mandals are being now officially put into place. Pradesh Congress committees were reshuffled, reconstituted. Whether it was Bengal, Odisha, even Bihar, UP, Himachal, many Congress committees were reconstituted, and the process is still continuing. In the AICC, there have been changes. There have been changes in state in charges. I think more than about 11 in charges, new in charges have been given responsibilities. An entire new list of secretaries in charge of various states, working with the General Secretary of State in charges, that has been released. The frontal organizations, there we have seen organizational changes. The other committees that are there, we have seen that they have been attempted to be activated, whether it is the OBC cell or whether it is the agricultural cell, whether the STSC cell, they have been reconstituted, new responsibilities have been given. Heads of the Mahila Congress in states, they have been put in place. The process is still continuing. So, between electoral politics and organizational changes and delegation of responsibilities, the Congress has been engaged in all these activities, along with raising all important issues. We've seen changes in Manrega. Manrega has been more or less abolished. Amongst all these activities, I think the Congress has stood firmly by issues that deeply affect the country and its people. Congress has been there. You mentioned the Bihar elections that came as a shock, as a surprise, because nobody was again anticipating such a one-way result. So analyzing that, it is obvious that two major factors have come into play there, because the Congress has not lost its vote share. If at all, it has gained a 0.2% vote share, though the number of seats have come down. The number of seats that the Congress has come down, in spite of its having increased its vote share. When we contested lesser number of seats than last time. Last time was 70 odd, this time it was about 60. So though we contested lesser number of seats, the vote share still increased. So how the agenda of the Congress party, something which Rahul ji has brought to national attention and focus as far back as the 2019 Lok Sabha election manifesto, where a minimum annualized income concept was put forward before the country. People had still not, I think, and have still not understood it. Now they are maybe understanding it. How the Nitish Kumar government applied it and gave those 10,000 rupees to about 1.25 crore females, which means also their families. That has impacted the election result. How the Lok Janshakti Party, which was not in the NDA alliance in the last election, how their coming into the NDA fold has affected the election. So we've seen, the Congress has seen and has analyzed, and it is going forward on this analysis, how the role of the election commission has become vitiated. It seems to be acting as an extension of a political party, that is the BJP. Rahulji has brought all those things before the national awareness of the people, how the voters lists are affected, where large number of voters who are ineligible, they are on the voter list. To bring focus, he is saying things like vote chori. Means there is this potential of misuse of more than 1 lakh names in an assembly constituency. There is a situation where a Brazilian model, a photo of a Brazilian model is there against the names of 22 or 23 odd women voters, where there is a single woman's photograph in the names of 223 voters in a polling booth. These are examples. I can quote my Vidhan Sabha itself. Whereas in Chhattisgarh, about 27 lakh voters' names have been deleted so far. What was the position before that? All these people were registered as eligible voters. 27 lakh voters just in Chhattisgarh. About 35 to 40,000 voters in my assembly constituency, their names have been deleted. Just in the town area, where maximum duplication, etc. takes place. It is the urban areas voter list which is the most vitiated and tampered with. People having their names in more than one constituency. So it is the initiative of Rahulji and the Congress party which has brought these matters to the attention of the citizens of the country, that this is how the election process is being vitiated. It's being taken to one side. You have an election. During the election, somebody makes speeches which are extremely objectionable. No action is taken. You have an election commission where dates of elections are being manipulated to suit a particular political party or an individual. You talk of one nation, one election. You hold Jammu Kashmir elections with Haryana separately, and Haryana and Maharashtra and Jharkhand separately. The same party which is espousing one nation, one election, that same election commission which is siding with them, to give them more time to canvass in these states. If you have the elections together, obviously you will have 20 days to canvass in 4 states. If you have these elections separately, you will have 20 days to canvass in 2 states separately, 2 states separately. So the advantage that the election commission is giving to a particular political party, all these matters have been taken up, contesting them in the Supreme Court, bringing these matters to the attention of the Supreme Court. The Aadhaar card was not included as one of the documents for the identity of the voter, fighting for any number of things which the Congress party has taken up, raised, right from public platforms to Parliament and the courts. So this has been an year where Congress has attempted to revitalize the organization, bring about basic constitutional changes in its structure. I mentioned introducing the Mandal Congress committee between the polling booth and the block. How in the organization a minimum representation of at least 50% for the ST, SC, OBC, minorities, women and the youth. A minimum 50% for them in the organizational structure. that has been introduced within this calendar year. Lot of activities have taken place. These are focused, direct interventions, targeted interventions for inclusive participation of all sections of the population. I think there would be so much more I can.
One allegation, it deals with 2 points basically. One allegation that the Congress faces is that it takes a decision quite lately. And this has been made, this question I am raising because once again we are seeing that how power tussle is going on in Karnataka and Congress leadership is yet to take a call on the rotational chief minister formula if it was promised 2.5 years ago, as there is a tussle going on between Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar. Whereas my second part of the question is vote theft narrative was built by Congress. Rahul Gandhi, we saw that how after the loss of the Maharashtra assembly polls, he in the month of January first addressed a press conference at Constitution Club along with several of the Mahavikas Aghadi partners, which included Supriya Sule, also included the partners from Shiv Sena UVT. He addressed a press conference here. Then from the month of August, we saw that how over the issue of SIR, as you had mentioned, that how votes were added. And he addressed 3 more press conferences highlighting how the vote thefts were being done. But why people didn't buy Rahul Gandhi's plank of vote theft?
They have seen it, realized it, and also experienced it on the ground. If so many names are being cut, then in front of the Supreme Court, people who have been declared dead in Bihar on the voter list are standing there alive. What Rahul ji is putting forward is that the Election Commission is working very inefficiently. Names which should not be there on the voter list are there. Instances have come to light where people living in UP or some other places are sitting and registering voters from there. 2 names on a particular telephone number are being registered at 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock at night. And people are saying that more than 6,000 such applications were made in a constituency, where eventually the Congress MLA won by about 500, 600 votes. After these 6,000 changes which were attempted to be made were not allowed to happen. So, in a concerted manner, there are people sitting in today's IT world where this can be done and it is being done. From God knows where you're sitting, it is obvious if you're working in the interest of a particular political party, you're doing it at their behest. You won't be doing it on your own because it is a planned initiative to vitiate the voter list. People presented details regarding Maharashtra elections of increase in percentage of voters after the last hour of voting time. Suppose 5 o'clock is voting closes. Then if people have come within the compound, they are given tokens, and then that's it. Those who have been issued tokens who have within the compound by 5 o'clock, since you have reached the polling, will allow you to vote. Now, in the history of Indian electoral politics, it was analyzed that in no election were the number of voters voting after this deadline, last voting deadline, increased by more than 1%. And in Maharashtra, it increased by more than 7%, 7.6 or 7.8%. And when CCTV recordings were asked for, we are not asking you to show who they voted for. That is where vote chori is to be exposed, where Rahul ji is wanting to go, where the Election Commission is trying to be very clever and asking Rahul ji for an affidavit. So what he is saying is, okay, show whether they voted even or not. If there is a CCTV recording, you don't know who's voting, for whom, but they are there. So if those people are standing there outside the booth, it will be visible in the CCTV camera recording, na? So show us. Is 7.6, 7.8% increase in every booth? It is not there in every booth. Only some booths there are such a situation where people vote after a particular time. Which means, suppose half the booths, everybody had voted in time and the voting had closed at 5 o'clock, the designated time. Which means the other half, 15%, more than 15% increase in voting took place beyond 5 o'clock. So what was happening? This is what Rahulji has been wanting to bring in the open, and this is something which the Election Commission and the BJP are stalling again and again and again and again. Now the Chief Election Commissioner or the Election Commissioners cannot be acted upon throughout their lifetime. Even if some wrongdoing comes to light after their retirement, you cannot act upon them, because now the rule is that they are exempt from any action to be taken. Even a Supreme Court judge can be acted upon in Parliament. You can get the Supreme Court judge in Parliament and have action taken against him. But the Election Commissioner is given such blanket cover.
And what about, sir, the second part that I asked, that how indecision is affecting Congress, given the fact that there is a power tussle in Karnataka between D.K. Shivakumar and Chief Minister Siddaramaiah?
This has been there since ages. I think you see after independence, you see in every government, every party government, more or less, at some point or the other, there would have been tussle. Is there not a tussle today in the BJP as to who will be the next Prime Minister? One is not being hasty. If you are in too much of a haste, you are more likely to make a mistake than otherwise. The other is, I remember during Narasimha Raoji's time, it was stated that if you don't do anything, you won't make any mistake. If you keep quiet, you won't say anything wrong. Things like that. So between this, you have to work out, and certainly if decisions are not delayed beyond a point, that is fine. That is the way things should be.
Thank you very much, sir, for spending time. So this was former Deputy Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh and Senior Congress leader T. Singh Deo, who spoke to Newsx. With Vijay Ranu Sharma, Anand Singh, Newsx, Delhi.